regardless the rankings, regardless where the pundits have us and where the pundits have them, this is a big deal. They have an arena that's named after a wrestler. They have a street that we stay on, it's Hall of Fame. And it's not Football Hall of Fame or Basketball Hall of Fame, it's Wrestling Hall of Fame. So it's important out here. We know it's important, and I think both programs probably take a lot of pride in this without maybe saying so. I mean, at least I do. We don't talk about it, put a lot of emphasis on it, but we do put it in front of them as far as making it, they know the history. It's not different from any other match. Everything's in perspective, right? But this is where wrestling's important. So it becomes, more of an asterisk on your calendar, more of a highlight, something you get up for. And you get up for it anyway, but the other thing is there's a clash. There's some history. Gable and then there's Randy Lewis and Leroy Smith, and then there's the records between the two schools' history. I think it's pretty even. And I don't even know who holds the edge, but I think it's pretty even. So everyone counts. It's not like it's lopsided. And so everyone counts anyway. But everyone counts everywhere you go. This is important.
Is this stormy? I'm trying to understand the tone of it. Is it heated? Is it personal?
You have to. Here's the thing. You keep things in perspective as a competitor, but there's a little bit of, an edge that when you come into this that you have, where you're going to be a little bit more aware, a little bit more urgent in everything you do. The days of kind of homer officials are over. Not saying that there's not bad calls and officials make mistakes, but in the old days, I know they would accuse us of having, some Iowa flavor officials in Iowa City, and we can certainly accuse them of having some Oklahoma flavor officials in Stillwater, Oklahoma. So those days are over, but there's still maybe some hangover. Wrestlers have a very long memory, a very strong memory. And because it's so personal, you remember those maybe little jabs or maybe the inconsistencies or where you get gypped. That's a good word, right?
What are the biggest differences between the Iowa and Oklahoma State wrestling programs?
Well, I alluded to it earlier in that there's a lot at stake here, and it's not just you're going after the number one ranking, or going after the same thing, the national championship or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of competition with the shoes you wear, the singlets you wear, the black and orange versus black and gold, maybe a more movement-oriented style with space as opposed to a hand-fighting, grinding style. Both styles got to be in great shape. Both styles got to be skilled. Both styles got to be mentally and physically and emotionally tough. But there are clashes.
Do you, as you look back, whether it's your wrestling career or as a coach, do any of these Iowa-Oklahoma State meets or matches stick out in your memory?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are personal memories because you're so involved with the program. Either you're wrestling the match. I had a twin brother that wrestled, and I had some teammates that were my best friends for life that wrestled. And so you have all that history, and then you're an assistant coach, and there's history there, and then you're a head coach. So there's a lot of memories, and to pick one would be hard, and maybe a little bit self-serving too. That are the best memories. But I remember getting pinned in 42 seconds in the Midlands Finals by an Oklahoma State wrestler named Alan Freed. That was not so self-serving. That's the one that stings and probably stands out the most for me personally as a competitor. And then, my first year back here as a head coach at the national duels, we got whipped pretty good. And I remember Mark Perry, who has history being Stillwater High School and a University of Iowa Hawkeye. Lost a match in that dual meet and threw his shoes in the garbage can. I remember watching him after his match, and he was leaving. He took his shoes off and he walked. I'm watching him walk, and he's walking, and there was a garbage can, and he took his shoes and threw them in there. And I was boiling, but didn't really chill it too much. And then after the dual meet, I went over to that garbage can, grabbed those shoes, and I remember the conversations that we had after that. And you know, that was something. And Mark Perry won a national title that year. So, you know, you just remember those things that maybe spurred you to be better. And because there was some maybe adversity or whatever, it made you better. And it certainly made me better getting, you know, pinned in 42 seconds. And I know it made Mark Perry better the way that I didn't just let it go. We addressed it very, very forthright.